Hello guys, I'm Osei Silas and welcome to the Math Labs. Mathematics made simpler. Today we'll be looking at it, but before we start, you can like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Let's begin. Sets. Sets are the square root of numbers that are not perfect. They are also irrational numbers with non-terminating or non-repeating decimals. Sets are the values in the square root, values in the square root underlined, that cannot be simplified into whole numbers or integers. Irrational numbers are numbers that cannot be expressed as a ratio of two integers. Now we know integers are what? Positive and negative whole numbers. Now let's see. Values in the square root that cannot be simplified into whole numbers or integers. Now, this value here, the root of 2. Now, when you punch the root of 2 into a scientific calculator, that is root of 2, you get your answer to be 1.41421, then it goes on. Now, this answer cannot be simplified in the ratio of what? A over B. Meaning that this is a set. The value in the square root is irrational. So meaning that what is a set. The root of 2 is a set because it is what? Non-terminating and not non-repeating. Now, let's look at how to simplify this. So other examples of sets are root of 3, root of 5, root of 7, 2 root of 5, 9 root of 2, root of 19, and root of 15. How do I identify a set? Now, the square root of all prime numbers are sets. And now, the product of the square roots of two prime numbers also gives a set. Now, the mere presence of a number under a square root doesn't make it a set. There are numbers that are perfect. So, as you stated here, numbers that are not perfect, that they contribute to set. So, for example, 4. The root of 4 is not a set because 4 is a perfect square. So, the answer will give you an integer, that is 2. So that's how you identify sets. Now, let's look at simplifying sets. The square root of a number is the same as the product of the square root of its factors. If A is equal to B times C, then the root of A is equal to the root of B multiplying the root of C. Now, let's prove this with some few word examples. Let's see, root of 125. Now, in normal terms, 125 is what? 5 multiplying 25. But now, from this rule, it says that the root of A is equal to what? The root of B times the root of C, where B and C are factors of A. So now, let's see, root of 125, you can get root of 25 multiplying root of 5. Now, root of 25 can be broken down. So now we get our answer to be 5 root of 5. Now let's look at root of 160. So now this one is what? Root of what? 16 multiplying the root of 10. Now root of 16 simplifies to be what? 4. Then we get our answer to be what? 4 root of 10. Let's see. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6 is what? The root of 4 multiplying the root of 114. And this simplifies to be 2 root of 114. It's simple, so you can try the root of 1000. Now let's move on. Let's try this. The root of 5, the root of 428. How do you do this? You can pause the video and try this one. The root of 528. Let's see. Of 428 rather, sorry. So now, 428, when you break it down, you'll get what? Using its prime factors, you get the root of 4 multiplying what? The root of 107. 107. Now, this simplifies to be 2 root of what? 107. So this is very simple. So now we know how to simplify sales. Let's move on to addition, subtraction, and multiplication of sales. Now, addition and subtraction of sales. Sales can be added and subtracted provided they are like terms. So the like terms underlined. For sales to be alike, the number under the root must be the same. Sales can be simplified to obtain the same number under the root sign. So we did simplification some few seconds ago. So then you can simplify sales to get the same number in the root sign, thereby making them alike. Then you can add or subtract them. Now let's see. 5 root of 3 plus 6 root of 3. The number in the root sign are the same. So then we get 11. We add the numbers in front of the roots. Then get 11 root of 3. That's your answer. Now let's come down here. You get root of 80 plus root of 20 minus the root of 45. This is why simplification comes in. So then you have to simplify. Root of 80 gives 4 root of 5. Root of 20 gives 2 root of 5. And the root of 45 gives what? 3 root of 5. Then from here you add 4 plus 2. Since the numbers under the roots are all 5, add 4 plus 2 giving 6. Subtract from 3, then you get an answer to be what? 3 root of 5. You can try this. It's very simple. Let's move on to multiplication of sales. Multiplication of sales. If the root stated earlier, that is, the root of A is equal to the root of B times C, where B and C are factors of A, is reversed, we get the root of B multiplying the root of C to give A. This simplifies that the root of B times C is equal to A. So now, let's solve some examples. Now, mind you, in multiplication, the numbers under the root do not matter. So you can multiply any number, any roots, any cells that you have. So now let's see. Root of 2 multiplying into brackets the root of 3 cubed. Now, how do you solve this? You have to expand everything we have here. And in expanding, we have to know what to do. So now, this is root of 2. Now, root of 3 all squared multiplying another root of 3. Then we get what? 3 root of 3 multiplying the root of 2. Then we get our answer to be 3 root of 6. Now let's look here. The root of 5 cubed multiplying the root of 2 raised to the power 5. Let's see. Now, from up here, we could verify that the root of 3 cubed gives what? 3 what? 3 root of 3. So then the root of 5 cubed gives what? 5 root of 5. Now, the root of 2 raised to the power 5, we can simplify it to be the root of 2. That is root of 2 all to the power 2 and multiply another the same thing like this. So the answer you get here, you square it and multiply it by 2. you multiply your answer by another root of 2. Now, this squared cancels the square root here. And you are left with 2. 2 squared gives 4. So then, now you are having 5 root of 5 multiplying 4 then multiplying what? Root of what? 2. So then 5 times 4 gives 20. Then the root, when you multiply the numbers in the root, you get 10. So you get your answer to be what? 20 root of 10. 20 root of 10. That's your answer. So 20 root of 10. So now let's see. So this one you can try it on your own. The answer is 2 root of 2 all on 7. Work out the missing steps. Now let's see. Multiplication of sets of the form a plus b root of n. So now let's see. Let's multiply this one. You have to multiply this with this, then multiply this with this. Now, this gives what? 3 root of 2. Then root of 2 times root of 2 gives root of 2 squared. This simplifies to give what? 2. So this is our answer. Now let's solve the last question for the part 1 of this video. Now, the last question is asking us to multiply this. So then you multiply this, then you multiply this with these ones. So let's begin. 3 root of 5 multiplying 2 root of 5, you get 30. Because 3 multiplies to root gives 6, and root of 5 multiplying root of 5 gives 5. 6 times 5 gives 30. The root of 5 multiply minus 3 root of 3. You get minus 9 root of what? 15. This is because 3 multiplies minus 3 gives minus 9. Then 5 multiplies 3 gives you 15. Root of 15. Now, minus root of 3 multiplying 2 root of 5. So we get what? Minus 2 root of 15. Let's see. Minus root of 3 multiply minus 3 root of 3. We get positive 3. Then multiply another 3, which will simplify to 9. So then our final answer, we add these two. We add this, so we get 39. Then we do likewise minus 11 root of 15. Very simple. So now we are done with simplifying sets, addition, multiplication, and subtraction of sets. The next video will be on rationalization of sets, equal sets, conjugation, and others. So stay tuned for that part. Thank you. Like and subscribe to the channel for more.